first slide, which is welcoming guests. So we've got a beautiful contingent from the Tierra Santa Club. What other guests do we have? Did we miss anyone else who does not hail from either our club or the Tierra Santa Club?
We have Eldon Thompson, who is the SD Laundry visitor today.
I was
Not
wondering
a visitor,
who
he's a
that was.
long-time member of our club.
Yeah, but I'd say, but he can't make his cell phone work.
Well, SD Laundry, welcome. But
Okay,
great to have you, Eldon.
thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Eldon.
Okay, thank you, Katrina.
Yep, there's Karina. Okay. It looks like Brittany's joining, Glenn's joining. Awesome. Okay, we got a whole bunch of members in the house and our usual suspects. Okay, so we'll skip the next slide on Karen, and we'll come back to Karen when she's here. But since we have one of our speakers here from the Community Housing Works, let's let Arad, is that
Arad.
Arad, sorry, Arad.
No worries, dude.
Arad, the floor is yours for the next few minutes.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Judith. Appreciate the invite. Hello, everyone. My name is Arad Mohammadian. I'm the digital fundraising specialist at Community Housing Works, a local nonprofit headquartered here in San Diego. We help working families, seniors, veterans, people with disabilities build futures through our affordable housing. And with that, we also have powerful resident-centered services that wraparound services, I should say. So CHW serves more than 11,000 California residents with nearly 40 communities in San Diego County alone. In addition to providing housing, we layer in powerful programs, services, and connections to resources in three major areas. The first being next generation success, financial well-being, and health and wellness. These tools help people attain financial stability, improve their overall health and overall well-being, and set school-age children up for success in the classroom and beyond. If you'd like to get more involved, the best way to stay in touch with CHW is to sign up for our quarterly newsletter on our website and follow us on all our social media channels. We share stories of success from our communities, new project developments, and event invitations, different giving opportunities and volunteer opportunities this way. That being said, I wanted to invite you all to our open house event this Thursday, April 4th at CHW's Mission Cove Apartments in Oceanside from 12 to 2. This event will showcase CHW's involvement in the community, along with apartment tours that will be available. I will leave my email, my phone number, along with all the event details with Judith if you'd like to reach out to me with any questions. Again, I know Judith said that we have limited timing, but thank you so much for your time. And I was just going to open the floor for any questions.
Yeah, normally your time would be a lot more limited, but since we don't have our main speaker, we have more time. So certainly questions, if anybody has them, go ahead and unmute.
I'll just add the Community Housing Works is an incredible organization. I mean, going back to the Sue Reynolds and Ann Wilson days, I mean, they were on the forefront of not only affordable housing, but also affordable housing for some of the political asylum refugees and stuff like that. Matter of fact, Community Housing Works, Rod, I'm sure you know this, but won the National Marshall Award for one of their apartment complexes down on Winona Avenue, just south of University and stuff like that. Literal national award. I mean, they are nationally recognized in that regard and have done a lot of projects. They also were on the leading edge with Solterra up in Poway, right, Arad, with the one of the first affordable housing complexes that fully integrated sustainability model and green build and all of that. So it's a really, really great organization if we can find a way, either with our club or with all the clubs in San Diego, to partner with them. Rod, sorry for stealing your thunder, but you'll probably take good news like that anytime, huh?
Absolutely, Gordon. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. I did want to thank you for speaking at our gala last year as well. So thank you for attending and speaking. We really appreciate it. And I know you are a supporter, so it's nice to see a familiar face in the crowd.
Yes, and adding to that, for the downtown club, US Bank is one of our corporate sponsors. They're also a corporate member of the Scripps Ranch Kiwanis Club as well. And of course, our lead corporate sponsor for our marquee Laurels for Leaders event. And US Bank and Community Housing Works have partnered on many, many projects for over many, many years.
Yeah, I'm on your website, Arad, looking at some of the projects. I think I've been to the Paseo Artist Village in Vista. That's an awesome site. It looks like. So what are some of the challenges? Is it obviously funding, but finding the land, procuring the permitting to do these projects? Like, what are some of the big challenges that you're facing?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely a combination of things. I don't work much on the housing and real estate development side, where I'm more involved with the donor and the fundraising side of things. But definitely, as far as unfortunately, there's not enough housing for everyone that needs it. It really is the biggest thing. We're doing our best to be able to expand as many communities as we can. But uh, the mission continues to grow, and the need continues to grow as far as our unfortunately our wait lists are longer than we have space for, but we're doing our best to try to expand. And with the help with some of our programs, it really helps the residents get back on their feet and be able to provide not only housing but have a layered approach with these programs, just resources, connections, and tools that they need to be able to be successful in their lives and build a better future. So that's really our goal, and trying to get the great work that we do and that our on-site staff does, and really coming in today just to kind of give an introduction and be able to increase our visibility in the community. So again, really appreciate you for having me, and I would love to be able to partner in any way we can. Any interested individuals to be able to get more involved. And again, like I said, we have an open house this Thursday for anyone interested. I'll give the event details to Judith to be able to spread it to the group.
And Steve, I can just add, if Sean was here, the CEO, he would say that land is certainly obviously a scarcity in San Diego. But even when CHW gets land granted to them, either from public sector, private sector, whatever, typically public sector, the big challenge then becomes the financing, because to make an affordable housing deal work in the market that we're in now, it requires 4, sometimes 5 layers of financing, and that includes LIHTC, which, if you're not familiar with that, that's low-income housing tax credits, which those go to the state twice a year for like a very complex scoring system. I mean, Arad, what's the typical application? Isn't it like 125 pages? It's very laborious, and it's a scored system based on state funding. So the long and the short of it is these projects take a long time to gestate themselves, if you will. Rod, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like I said, as far as the real estate side, I'm not the professional, but I know that these projects are in the pipeline for years, and things need to be worked out. And some of the contracts, obviously go back and forth for long periods of time. And I mean, it is hard to establish that land, like you said, it is scarce here in San Diego County. So we are trying to expand where we can, not only outside of San Diego but outside of California. So it's definitely difficult, but we're doing our best and doing our part to make sure that these residents are set up for success and have solid futures ahead of them.
That's great. Feel free to put any links or your contact info into the chat. I know some people can grab it, right now. Certainly send it to Judith and we can include it, but that we like using the chat for all that stuff. So yeah, pop it in. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, I'm on your website now. It's really informative, and I love seeing these projects displayed here. So
Hey,
awesome.
Rod,
Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, Greg. Oh, you're muted, Greg. Sorry. You were unmuted, and then yeah, there you go.
I was wondering how many units they manage in the San Diego area.
Yeah, so we have 39 communities here in San Diego County. We have 47 total. One actually is in Texas, which is still in the process of being open. But we have 6 others. We have 2 in LA County, 1 in Sacramento, 1 in the Bay Area. I believe it's in San Jose, another in Concord, and then I think 1 in Fresno as well. So we have them spread out. But yeah, it's 39 here in San Diego County. in all the districts. I think we have communities in all 5 of the districts. But yeah, we're definitely spread out. And again, the number, I believe, like I said, it was over a little like close to 12,000 California residents, but definitely spread out in California, but majority here in San Diego County.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, this is Glenn Honig. I have a question.
Hi, Glenn.
Hey, maybe you or Gordon or somebody in the club can answer this question. I just saw there's a new housing development going in Oceanside around a giant wave pool, and there's 600 units being built, 10% of which are going to be low-income housing, or 60 units. You know, they never explain on the news, how does that is that low income housing for sale or for rent? Or do you have any idea what that is? And in general, how does your housing work? Is it it's rental or sales or?
So as far as for your first question, I'm not entirely sure how like I mentioned, I'm not part of the housing and real estate development side. But our properties are all rentals. As far as for the affordable housing, we're very proud that, actually some of our residents have been able to get up out of the affordable housing and even buy homes and become first-time homeowners. Our communities are rentals. And I hope that answers your question. Again, sorry, I don't have much insight on the housing and real estate development side, and what exactly that process looks like. I have some information, but I work more on like kind of the marketing and the communication side of things. But to answer your second question, the communities are all rentals.
So Glenn, I can touch briefly on the density bonus piece. When you see an affordable project that has either a 10% or a 20% density bonus to it, it could be a for sale or it could be a for rent project. Again, CHW's projects are all rental housing. So their density bonus is allowing them to build more rental units, maybe a higher stack vertical, or getting a variance for land borders on the side, setbacks on the side and stuff like that. In like the Habitat for Humanity world where it's a for sale product, it's the same process. Again, multiple, and the density bonus might allow them to build one extra unit into a cul-de-sac with kind of a density, a variance that allows the driveway to take back for that extra house so that you get a 6-pack instead of a 5-pack in a cul-de-sac to add one more affordable housing piece.
So when affordable housing units are sold, are there deed restrictions on it preventing you from flipping the house in a few years?
So if it's a Habitat for Humanity model, there are deed restrictions on it, but that's because Habitat is subsidizing the actual house purchase. In a more traditional one, if there's low-income housing tax credits, there also are deed restrictions, but the deed restrictions may be limited to only a shared equity piece equivalent to what the public sector subsidy was. Mm-hmm. For instance, there's a really large project at 30th and El Cajon on the north side that's got that way, where you'll see the equity share when the people sell the units.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I saw that project going up. It's real close to that restaurant and bar we all met at one time for a social.
It actually is. That's exactly right.
Yeah, one point I just wanted to add, Community Housing Works is really proud to actually fully own all of our communities as well. So Community Housing Works is the owner of the community and the property, and that we have different property management that goes in, but we are proud that all of them are fully owned by CHW, and that we're able to really offer that for our residents and have that promise kind of layered in and make sure, like I said, with the tools and the resources we have to be able to support them in any way.
And the great news about that, Glenn, is that allows the CHW team to control the maintenance of the common areas and things like that, so that you have a project that really doesn't look like an affordable housing project. You literally would not know when you see a CHW project that it had a density bonus or a low to moderate income constituency in it.
And how does one qualify for that sort of housing from CHW?
Yeah, so it's each of the communities are a little different depending on the location, but it's all based on like the AMI. So I think some of the average median income. So some of them will be, I think 30% to 40%, some a little bit higher. It really just kind of depends, like I mentioned, on the community and where. And then again, there's an application process that goes in, and really the selection, as I mentioned earlier, it's been hard because a lot of the wait lists, are either closed because there's so much interest, or that I know that there are a few opening up, but the need is definitely more is greater than the capacity that we have right now. But it's all based on the average median income and really where that stands with the residents, or sorry, with the applicants.
Right.
Yeah.
So Glenn, in a typical, like say 100-unit affordable housing complex, it would not be at all unusual for all of the residents would be under 80% of area median income, and a set aside of either 10 or 20% may be below 50%. And maybe even to a Rod's point, there may even be a set aside for 5 or 10% at 30% of AMI or lower.
So is there an expectation that or a means test that continues as you're a resident there? So if your income doubles in the 4 or 5 years you're living there, are you asked to pay more rent or leave and make space for somebody who actually is low income? Is there a point in time when you have to leave these places?
I don't have information on that specifically. I don't believe that. Again, yeah, I don't want to misspeak, so I don't have information on that process that goes into the releasing and the reestablishing of continuing to live there.
Yeah, I can give you a general umbrella answer. In general, all projects have to the residents have to recertify, but depending on whether it's for rent or for sale, and depending on how much public sector financing was in there and how much low income tax credit expirations are in there, sometimes they may not have to recertify and in as often of an interval as at other projects. It's not universal.
That's a real interesting issue that'll bring up eventually, because the way the landlord tenant laws are now, you really can't. It's very hard to ask somebody to leave a unit just because their lease is up or their month-to-month tenancy is up. And if you have a low income situation where all of a sudden they don't qualify for the unit they're in any longer, maybe you can't get rid of them anyway.
Well, so to clarify, they would never be forced to leave the unit. It would just be a matter of them not qualifying for the subsidy for the subsidized rent component of it if they couldn't recertify.
So the leases probably provide, once you can't qualify, that your rent goes up to the normal rent.
Right. There would never be an eviction in a situation like that.
Okay. Yeah.
In Arad's defense, he was not planned to be our full speaker, so he probably didn't anticipate this level of questioning. But I look forward to Gordon hosting his own seminar on affordable housing and tax credits in the future, because that's going to be really, I mean, for those that are into it, that can be a really deep dive. So Gordon, send us your schedule and we'll put something on the calendar.
Well, if we really want to know more about it, we can certainly bring in, well, as Arad would say, we could bring in LISC, Local Initiative Support Corporation, who are subject matter experts, Ricardo Flores and Kwafi. Ironically, Kwafi Reed, who's the CEO of Habitat for Humanity, who was just at our event the other night, he used to be the lead loan officer at LISC. So we can bring some real expertise in.
There we go. Awesome. Well, thanks, Arad, for your time and all you do in the community. And thank you for putting all your stuff in the chat so people can get a hold of you. You're welcome to stick around for the meeting, but we'll go through our regular club business in a moment here. Any parting words?
No, again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate Judith for inviting me to come speak today, and very engaging questions. We'll try to answer to all of them. But thank you, Gordon, again, and appreciate all of your time. And I'll go ahead again, put my information in the chat, but I'll go ahead and send it over to Judith as well. I think I will stick around for a little bit just to get a feel for some of the business here. But again, appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Good. Good. Yes, this is also membership prospecting. So if you're not already a member of a service club, stick around. Who knows? You might like this group. All right, so let's get to the fun stuff. I'm still holding out hope that Karen or someone from her team will join. But if not, we will still proceed with our normal business. And yes, it's another month. The calendar has flipped. So we are in April, and as we do every month, we have Kiwanians with birthdays in April. This is a particularly special month, however, though, because you look at this distinguished list of Kiwanians, and I mean, clearly with the governor-elect on the list, I mean, this is going to be a heavy-hitting month. I don't even want to presume what Doug's age plus years of Kiwanis are, because it's definitely in the triple digits. But I'll let Doug have the floor for a few moments since his birthday precedes that of my own.
Gee, thanks, Steve. Always a pleasure. Yeah, I'm down for my usual 100. So I'm sure that our wise administrative assistant will bill me for that.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. And I myself, technically, if I do my math correctly, I'd be at $50 for my age plus years in Kiwanis. So I think, but I want to match Doug. So what I'll do, Judith, if you can bill me 50 for this, and then I'll do a $50 donation to the foundation, to their campaign, right? So I'll go do that on my own. I know we have a link on the website to do that. And then Sean, who he's not on the call today, but Karina just reminded me, if you've ever been to a Shantini event, they're pretty fun. It looks like, Karina, there's one scheduled for April 26th.
The day after Sean's birthday, we'll be celebrating his life with his favorite thing, which are his wonderfully crafted martinis that he has a lot of experience making over the years. So we'll send out all the details closer to the date. But if you are interested in coming and celebrating Sean Cardle, that will be on the 26th.
So Eldon, if you're paying attention there, some things never change even 35 years later. Sean McArdle and Shantini's, right?
Awesome. And I don't think Sherry is on this call either, but we'll hopefully catch her at a future event and ask her for a nice gift of her years and years with the club. So actually kind of a light birthday month, to be honest, for the size of our club, which I guess just means that, again, the distinguished nature of these birthdays, there should be only few listed in April. My son is also April. He's April 26th. His first birthday will be a few days after mine. So very exciting month for the Morris household. So with that, we will move on to our highly anticipated feature of our monthly meetings, Bills, Bucks, and fines. However, the Bills, Bucks is the fun part. So if anybody wants to share any happy or sad dollars, this is the time to do it. Go ahead, Gordon.
Is Monica on?
I don't think so.
So we should at least make the announcement that over email, we did clarify from our last meeting that Monica is donating $100 in Bills Bucks funds for her quote and picture in the San Diego Business Journal on the Yes in God's Backyard project, which I agreed to match for her. So $200 coming into Bills Bucks coin box there.
Excellent. Gordon is very vigilant. If you are ever in print, he will find you. So stay tuned.
Karen's, this isn't Kiwani related, but 20 happy bucks. My son's girlfriend, the captain of the Point Loma Nazarene team, they won the NCAA championship this year. And at the Padres game on April 9th, they're going to honor the team and the coach is going to be throwing out the first pitch. So if you're going to a Padres game, be sure to get there early to honor the team and go Point Loma.
That's awesome. Yeah, Doug.
I'm back in this week anyway. My daughter has purchased a wedding dress. So that's one step closer to the she's going to be married part. And the date still has yet to be determined, but it's progress. That's what I always say. So 25 for that too, Judith. Thank you.
Wow, that's great, Doug. That's great.
Throw 20 bucks in. High from our giving day last week, and I just want to thank everyone, especially coordination and everything came. For those that don't know, it's when we have all our nonprofit come and give us an it just is such a reminder. I love being a part of this club and truly how much we're making across a variety of kids that all deserve our support. And then part of that too, I had my family in town over the weekend, Easter, and it was awesome because I finally got to meet my brother's new girlfriend, which I'm excited about. Why I'm putting so many happy dollars because it's the first girlfriend he's brought home that I haven't wanted to murder. So hopefully I have a sister-in-law coming my way because I love. But for now, I'm just going to be an auntie to little Mitchell Morris. But yeah, lots of exciting things and just really, really proud to be in Kiwanis.
Hey, Steve, this is Kevin. I'll throw in, and Judith, you'll have to hold me to it, but I just sent a text to Sherry. She's working on her project, but I'll match her birthday bucks as her Kiwanian sponsor ambassador or whatever my role is. She's going to be on the Thursday call, so I'll nail her down and we'll do a 2x on that multiplier for the Bills bucks.
It's awesome, Kevin. That's great. And I'm assuming you're in your office. What road is that behind you?
Camino del Rio South.
Yeah. Looks like traffic is moving nicely and you got a nice perch up there. That's a great spot.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Kevin. Anybody else? I mean, feel free, Tierra Santa folks. I mean, you got some happy or sad dollars, you want to throw our club's way, that's fine. Or it's you're all here.
Throw Brian Krause under the bus for not coming when he's lived in the community and knows a lot of these people. John Hyde,
100%.
Hey, Karina.
Adam Higas, his son used to be club actually before he moved to Idaho. So it's great to you, John. Glad you're still in Kiwanis.
Talked to Adam today, back from Asia.
Wow. The list of Brian's finds is long and distinguished, so we'll add it to that. But go ahead, Gordon.
I'll self-find myself for as many of you know, I took a trip back to Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina to meet my biological parents and biological family. And what I failed to do, though, is follow our Kiwanis protocol and bring something back that could be auctioned from one of the Carolinas or Florida. So throw me in for $50 for what we would have obtained had I followed protocol and brought something back to auction.
Your integrity rises above the rest, Gordon. Thank you for that.
Well, Kevin inspired me when we're matching as sponsors, right, on our birthday. That's inspiring. Thank you, Kevin, for inspiring me.
But Gordon, you bring in so many new members. If you matched, you would have quite the check to write. So that would be a tough one.
Hey, this is John Hygas. I will put in some happy dollars into your fund just as soon as I see the downtown club coming to one of our morning meetings.
Touche, John. Way to call us out. That is fair. That is absolutely fair.
I guess we put that on Brian Krause's list, huh, Steve?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is absolutely fair, John. Thank you.
That is fair.
Making that point. Your club is very dedicated to attending multi-club events and supporting us, so we appreciate that as well. Anybody else? Happy, sad, or any other finds I may have missed?
Yeah, we don't know if you saw, but Laurels for Leaders was featured in Giving Back magazine. Karen and Mateo and I look like a cute little family. I'm just going to adopt myself into the Bauer family and just start going by Karina Bauer. It already flows. But lots of people there coordinated and Chuck. And so I'll do a formal fine when I have the printout at the scholarship meeting. But this is a little teaser that we are in Giving Back magazine. You can look at it. It's a really nice spread on Laurels for Leaders. Thank you, Gordon, for making that happen. It's because of Gordon that we were even featured. So just getting the word out about Laurels for Leaders and what an incredible event and lots of exciting things on the horizon for that.
Well,
and I'll find myself bucks for now, and
Love to have you
then
in the
I'll find myself more.
How much did you say, Karina? How much is your fine?
I'll do 10 now and put in more at the next
Okay.
one.
So plus the 20. So you're up for 30.
Sure.
Alrighty.
Ooh,
Empty my pockets. I'm feeling
All right.
generous.
Thank you. And Gordon, you got your $100 fine earlier today. I'm gonna give you another 50 for just now. Okay.
For the invoice.
awesome. Last call. Okay. So as Karina and others have mentioned, we had a really fun month in March. We had a luncheon at back at Elijah's. We were in the smaller area, but it worked out with the group we had. We had Catalyst come and speak, which is pictured or featured there on the screen. And then we had a service project with Star Pal doing food distribution. Looks like it was a beautiful day out there. I'm trying to remember where this is. Is anybody on the call who attended that day?
Logan Heights.
Logan Heights. Yep. Near where they do their after school program, I think, which is awesome. And then Karina had mentioned Giving Day. So we have all the grantees who were in attendance that evening. There's the big check. Obviously, portions of that went to all those fabulous nonprofits that are featured there. Great new venue at the Westgate downtown. A little chilly once the sun went behind the buildings, but that's okay. Beautiful fountain there, good food, and an all around great event. There's my little one right there in the picture too. He made the trek out there as well. So, okay. And speaking of events, April is jam packed. Oh my goodness! Look at April. So we're at the start of the sprint here. We're on the 3rd today, or sorry, today's the 2nd, not even on here. The 3rd, tomorrow, we have a service project. We actually have 2 service projects in the next week coming up. And then we also have it's not just our club, but the goals game is for key clubs across San Diego, correct, Judith and Karina? So if you want to support,
it's for everyone.
yeah. So if you want to support Kiwanis key clubs across San Diego, head to that goals game on the 7th. And then we have our always highly anticipated networking event. That's at Kearney Mesa. If you haven't been to Park Social, it's part of a mixed use housing development right off the 163 and pretty close to my office. So it's a great little spot. Parking's a little tight there, so you got to park on the street typically or in the community. There's not like a featured parking lot there, so just keep that in mind when you're headed out to Park Social. And then we have 2 in-person luncheons this month. We have our regularly scheduled luncheon on the 16th, which if you've been to our Scholars Luncheon before, it's an annual event. We invite all of our college scholars. So we support scholarships at the 5 local area for your universities. So not everybody comes, but usually we get at least one from each of the schools to come and speak about how the scholarship's been impacting to them. And then we also invite the athletes from San Diego State. We have a scholarship that goes out to them. And then we have a medical student we support at UCSD, and they've attended in the past as well. So it's great to hear from those that we're impacting, the foundation is impacting through the Scholars Recognition Program. And I hear
And can I just also say, I was just going to say, because Kevin, I think he's still on the call. The Key Club in Coronado High that Kevin is the brand new sponsor, the advisor, the staff advisor, and the Key Club scholarship winner from that school will both be at that lunch also.
Awesome.
Yes, it's awesome.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
One of my neighbors took us to the Park Social the other day, and there is a big parking garage there.
Oh, there's a garage. Okay. I wasn't aware of it.
Dog park, and I think it's by it says Riva or something, but they let you park there for Park Social as well. Just
That's good to know. Thanks for sharing that. That is good to know because I've always parked on the street there.
Yeah.
Karina, did you have something to add too? Or was it you going to say the same thing Judith did?
No, I was just going to say that we already have 7 scholar recipients signed up. So it'll be great. It's always inspiring to hear these kids' stories and just how challenging it is to be in school these days, plus all the other things. So really, if you don't have anything to do on the 16th, please come. And if you will sponsor one of the recipients, well, you can buy their meal And if you can't make it, you can still pay for their meal. Just let us know. And we'd love to just keep giving lots of love to all of these amazing recipients.
Yes, and big thank you and shout out to a couple people. So Justin Frisco, who's not on the meeting today, I think our vice president, he's been our or was the scholarship chair for many years. He's been supportive of that. And then Brittany, who's on this call, Brittany Curran, who's now done with her soup. She is supporting. I think you're the scholarship chair now, Brittany? Is that correct? Yeah. So this is your wheelhouse. So looking forward to seeing you, interview all the guests. I don't know if that's going to be you at the luncheon, but if it is going to be you, interviewing the scholars and everything like that. Anyway, we know it's a lot of work communicating with the universities, and I know we're going to go through a new method with the San Diego Foundation, but anyway, this is just a lot of work to put together and communicate with the scholars. So thank you to Justin, who's not here, and to Brittany, who is on the call, for all your work in this area. And then, of course, our big luncheon of April is April 30th, our special luncheon, because we landed Mark Grant from the San Diego Padres to be our speaker. He's also a Kiwanian. I think he's a member of the Alpine Club where he lives. He's going to be our speaker, so that we're calling that one a special event. We probably won't do our normal club business at that event, like bills, bucks, and fines, because we expect Mark to take up most of the air in the room, which is good. And we have our luncheon on the 16th to do all the regular club business. So this is a great event to invite non-Kiwanians or other clubs, like our Tierra Santa friends, because these type of speakers don't come around all that often. It's in season, Mark Grant, which is true, a true find to catch him during the Padres season. As most of you know, it's already started. So please spread the word about that event on the 30th. We'd love to pack the room like we did for Coach Lewis in early March. So, get it out there. The 30th will come here before you know it. I know it's only April 2nd, but you know how the time flies. So, and I think we have about 10 registered already, Judith, maybe 10 or a dozen, something like that. Last time
We were a lot more than that this morning.
Great.
I don't remember offhand, but we do have quite a few people.
Awesome. Okay, so we only have a couple more slides, so it looks like we'll end a little bit early today. Give you some time.
Get your phones out though, because we have a lot of QR codes coming.
We always have QR codes. So obviously we just went through the upcoming events. If you want to go to that website there, or you can scan this QR code with your phone and it will take you right to the events page. We also would love it if you're not a member of our club and would consider or have people in your circle of influence that you think would be interested in joining our club. There is a QR code you can use for our membership application, which is awesome. And Arad is still on the call, so he should be scanning that as well to consider becoming a member of the club, since we don't have anybody from Community Housing Works in the club right now. So make sure you get your phones out, scan these codes. And we have one more. We had a great first half of the year with speakers, and we are always looking to backfill the rest of the year for great, compelling speakers. So if you have any ideas for that, you can definitely contribute through this QR code to our program team as they try to fill out the rest of the year with awesome speakers. Karina?
Yeah, looking for any type of topic. What's great is we have really well-connected people in our clubs. So if you saw something in the news and you want to know more about it, any ideas like that, if you're interested in it, most likely one of us will be as well. So it's not just the speaker name, it's any sort of topic. Just what do you want to hear when you show up to these meetings? We'd love to know.
Awesome. And Karina has vigilantly put all of the links in the chat. So if you want to go to any of these events and register, you can do that now. Save you the time of scanning the QR code. You can just click on those links and it'll take you right there. So like I said, April is going to be packed. Hopefully we'll see many of you at upcoming events in the next 30 days. And I'm looking around to see if anybody has any last thoughts before we end a nice.
Steve, I have a question.
Early. Yeah, go ahead, Wendy.
I have a question. I got an email about this. It's a workshop for the Community Foundation, I think it is. Okay, let me look it
That's
up
for
on my
the
phone real quick.
scholarships.
Right, so I signed, so that's something we should all, if we're on the scholarship committee, we should be taking that training, correct?
Yes, there's two
That's
options,
right.
Wendy. There's
Yeah.
two different days.
Right.
There's, I think
Yeah, I signed
tomorrow
up,
and the
okay.
next day. Is that right?
Yeah, I already signed up. Yeah. Okay, cool. I've signed up then. I just want to make sure it wasn't something funky.
Go ahead, Jim.
Just want to invite all of you to next month on May the 18th. We host our Tierra Fest and Tierra Santa Parade in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we have hot dogs, hamburgers off the grill, a beer garden, and it's a great family event. We have fireworks at 8 o'clock at night. So it's open to the entire community, but we just extend that invitation to you guys. It's one of our big fundraisers of the year, but the only cost is, the food that you participate in, and of course the beer and the libations there. But it's always very popular and have a good time.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. May 18th, you said, right, Jim?
May 18th, Saturday, yeah.
Saturday.
And Mr. Haggis is in charge of parade staging. So if you want your club to be represented, you may also contact Mr. Haggis and arrange to have your group a small slice of the parade event. So
wow,
right,
And
John?
one of you has got to own a really flashy looking convertible. Come on down.
Yeah, I'm looking at Gordon because in retirement, I'm sure he went and bought himself a sweet ride, right, Gordon?
He did not, or not a convertible. Let's put it that way.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Jim. We'll put it on our list at a future luncheon to remind people about that too, since we've got some time between now and May 18th. Great. And I saw Brittany put something in the chat, so she reminded everyone, is that the training is today or tomorrow? Brittany, is that for the, yep. So Wendy, today or tomorrow? Hopefully you signed up for one of them.
Yeah, I signed up for tomorrow.
Cool. Awesome. Well, with that, you have 14 minutes back to get to your next meeting or event or whatever you're headed to. Great to see you all. Thanks for coming. Sorry again for not having our regularly scheduled speaker. Thanks to Arad for stepping in with filling some more time there, and good questions by all. So hopefully we'll see you at an upcoming event, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.
Bye.
See some of you Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, Park Boulevard in front of San Diego High School.
I'll be there.
Gordon, I'm going to try and be there. I'm going to try and be there.
Excellent.
Thanks for an interesting meeting.
Yeah, Gordon, this is Mike. I got your message about that. I'm supposed to be in Catalina, but if the weather is rough, I'm going to delay to Sunday, in which case I'll be at the Saturday event.
Awesome. Awesome. I think we have 5 Key Club members from San Diego High School signed up to be there, including Evie. So look forward to a great event.
Thanks.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.